Hello everyone, I hope you're all well and welcome to this week's Virtual Assembly. Today I'd like to talk to you about something which I wrote about in the newsletter last week and something that I believe is essential to both our physical and mental health. I don't know about you, but the amount of exercise I've been doing over the last few months has definitely increased. This has largely got to do with the fact that I've got more time on my hands, I'm not having to commute, I'm not having any type of social life, but also I've had more time to think about myself and my health. It seems like walking has become a much more popular activity in all age groups in the last few months. The number of times my mum has called me to tell me which route she's taken after her daily walk is driving me absolutely mad. On the 23rd of March, everything in the country stopped, except exercise. The government insisted that we still went out and we still did some type of exercise, and I think that's a fantastically positive message to send to both children and adults. It's been reported that 70% of the population has taken up some form of exercise since March. That's a huge amount, particularly in a time now when we're having obesity problems. And it seems to be the case in Guildford County too. A survey sent out to year 7 to 10 tells us that 6 weeks into the lockdown, 65% of you were doing 3 or more lots of exercise per week. And from speaking to a lot of your teachers, they feel the same. And they feel that they found a new love for exercise, and it's given them some type of structure in such an unstructured world that we found ourselves in. But why has it been on the increase? Is it just because we've got more time? Is that the main factor? And why is it so important that we continue? Now, in your PE lessons and science lessons, obviously we talk all the time about the physical benefits. The fact it combats obesity, the fact we fight disease, increases muscle size, all of these different reasons, and we know these. But what about the mental benefits? The fact that exercise is a stress reliever, it increases confidence and self-esteem. In my opinion, the most important benefit is the fact it makes us feel good. When we exercise, a hormone called serotonin is released. This is what causes that feel-good factor, that feeling of elation after we've finished a bit of exercise, even hours after we've done it. Studies suggest that this is exactly the same as eating chocolate, however, a lot more intense. Now, the problems we associate with exercise is that feeling of uncomfortableness, with pain, the fact we've got a heavy breathing, a pounding heart. But we need to change our outlook on this. We need to focus on how it makes you feel after. One of my favourite lessons to teach in PE is pacing in the 800 metres, which might seem strange to you, as all of you know that I love my rugby and I love basketball. But I just love it when students tell me they can't run that far without stopping. Then after we discuss pacing and we talk a little bit about running at a steady speed, we do a few drills and then they give it a go. So many of them have surprised themselves and managed to run far further than they think they're going to. And I absolutely love seeing their faces. They come out of the changing rooms and they just feel so good about themselves and knowing they've achieved something. I love that as a teacher, to be able to see that in students. So while thinking about this assembly yesterday, I read an email sent by Miss Leeworthy to all of the teachers and it included a quote. Today I have to do work. Apologise. Today I have to work out. But with the have to crossed out, and instead it was replaced with get to. I think this really sums up what I've been seeing and reading about in the country, the recent approach to exercise. A shift from the first statement, I have to exercise, changing to the second, I get to exercise. When we inevitably look back at 2020 and reflect on the year that we've experienced, we're going to be looking for positivity. And I wonder if that positivity is going to be an increase in exercise for the country, particularly in this time when we know there's big problems with mental health and issues with obesity, particularly in young people. Apparently it takes 2 months to form a habit. Are we as a society likely to be there when the lockdown's completely lifted? Are we going to have created that habit of doing more exercise? And if you haven't quite caught the exercise bug yet, that's quite all right. There's plenty of time to do so. I would recommend just little things like an extra 15 minutes walk when you go out, a short Joe Wicks workout, which I know is just absolutely blown up on YouTube. Cycle to a friend's rather than getting your parents to give you a lift. Every tiny little bit helps. And the key thing to remember is about how it makes you feel after. Thank you for listening and stay well.